No borders with Garth Christopher. Tune in as he pushes the envelope in talk radio. Listen to him extend the current limits of performance and take you beyond the commonly accepted boundaries, testing those limits and taking you as far as it's safe to go. No borders exceed the existing limits. Now here is your host, Garth Christopher. No borders with Garth Christopher. Tune in as he pushes the current limits of performance and take you beyond the commonly accepted boundaries, testing those limits and taking you as it's safe to go. No borders exceed the existing limits. Now here is your host, Garth Christopher.
You wanna quick? Let we cut off and run a quick.
No borders exceed the existing limits. Now here is your host, Garth Christopher. No borders with Garth Christopher. Tune in as he pushes the envelope in talk radio. Listen to him extend the current limits of performance and take you beyond the commonly accepted boundaries, testing those limits and taking you as far as it's safe to go. No borders exceed the existing limits. Now here is your host, Garth Christopher. No borders with Garth Christopher. Tune in as he pushes the envelope in talk radio. Listen to him extend the current limits of performance and take you beyond the commonly accepted boundaries, testing those limits and taking you as far as it's safe to go. No borders exceed the existing limits. Now here is your host, Garth Christopher. No borders with Garth Christopher. Tune in as he pushes the envelope in talk radio. Listen to him extend the current limits of performance and take you beyond the commonly accepted boundaries, testing those limits and taking you as far as it's safe to go. No borders exceed the existing limits. Now here is your host, Garth Christopher.
Well, thank you very much again, and I wish to apologize to you for the tardiness of this broadcast tonight. I don't know what happened, but I was told that you weren't hearing. So could you please indicate to me that, tell me if you are hearing, interact with me, because I don't want to go further. I mean, I'm already 17 minutes into the broadcast and I have to start all over again. It's not a problem for me to start over, but I want to make sure that the broadcast is doing well, okay? For those of you who have stayed locked on, I want to thank you very much for staying locked on, and please share the live. Not the tardy part. We have gotten over that now. I hope everything is okay. So you just let me know, okay? I think I'm having a little echo. Are you saying that I'm having a little echo? They're hearing me now. You all are hearing me now, but there is a little echo. So could you live with the echo, or you? I don't want to shut it down again. So you can let me know. Ah boy, like this broadcast tonight, boy, like it would have been too heavy for the people. I don't understand, like the gods are against me tonight, huh? What's taking place? I don't understand. For the other broadcasts, they were good. Can we live with the echo? We have no audio now. I don't understand. I don't understand why we are getting so much problems tonight. I don't understand why I'm being told that we have no audio. Could somebody else comment and let me know what is taking place? Mr. Producer, what to do? Give me an idea what to do. All right, I'll continue. All right, I was told to continue, so just want to ensure that. Right, nice. Go ahead. Nice. I'm taking instructions. Okay. So as I was saying, today is the 8th of June. We have one more week. Next week, Saturday, God's willing, all National Congress. And her leadership position will become invalid in 2025. At the moment, right now, it is valid. So we are not contesting the position of leadership. However, we are contesting the position from the 3 deputy political leaders go right back. So it's about 17 positions that are up for grabs, that are on the ballot paper. 3 deputy political leaders, the chairman, deputy chairman, strategy, policy and strategy. You have research officer. You have the party organizer. You have the elections officer. You have treasurer, and you have coordinators. Maybe 4 or 5 coordinators. All right, whatever I forget, I not responsible. You know what I mean, okay? So there are 17 positions up for grabs next week, Saturday, please God. Now, we know the National Congress must have the highest voter turnout in the history of our great party. Okay? We must have the highest voter turnout in this election next week, Saturday, God's willing. We must have the highest voter turnout for any internal election, be it leadership or be it NATEX election, in the history of our party. So you need to share this live. Let it go out, ladies and gentlemen. Let it go out, straight out to every party group member. Touch your party group members. Send it to your WhatsApp groups and group chats, okay? Because I'm going to deal with some narratives. And unfortunately, we have to deal with this. As a matter of fact, one of the person who is pushing the most amount of narratives is the person who is not. It's the person who really supposed to be neutral in this race here. But unfortunately, that's the person who is pushing the most amount of negative energy and division among our members based on the things that she's saying, based on the influence that she has in the party, which is the political leader. I mean, I am somewhat surprised. She shouldn't be doing it, but she's doing it. So we have to address it. Now I have a clip to play, and I want you to listen to this clip, ladies and gentlemen, and let's talk about it, all right? Let's talk about it. Listen to this.
I am pleased to tell you, with the greatest humility, I will stand as a candidate for the leadership of the UNC on January 24, 2009.
With standing room only at a news conference in a constituency of Superior, Prasad Bisesa explained her decision was not an easy one and one which she made with diligent prayer. She says while there had been prompting by many for her to try to become political leader of the UNC, competing for the post now means she must stand on the opposing side of those she loves and the one who gave her her start in politics.
In making my decision, I have experienced great emotional turmoil, trying to balance your wishes, your pleadings, with the cherished relationship I have and continue to have with Mr. Pandey, who has been my guru and mentor in politics.
While paying tribute to Pandey and his leadership of the UNC over the years, Mrs. Prasad Bisesa says her decision is not meant to cause enemies, but is based on the need to save this country.
Was it more important to maintain the status quo while mothers struggled to choose between medicine for their 6 children and putting breakfast on the table?
With political observers fearing that the UNC's internal elections will descend into nothing more than claims of treachery and infighting, Prasad Bisesa is calling on his supporters to give the election campaign their all.
I am pleased to tell you, with the greatest humility, I will stand as a candidate for the leadership of the UNC on January 24, 2009.
With standing room only at a news conference in a constituency of Superior, Prasad Bisesa explained her decision was not an easy one and one which she made with diligent prayer. She says while there had been prompting by many for her to try to become political leader of the UNC, competing for the post now means she must stand on the opposing side of those she loves and the one who gave her her start in politics.
In making my decision, I have experienced great emotional turmoil, trying to balance your wishes, your pleadings, with the cherished relationship I have and continue to have with Mr. Pandey, who has been my guru and mentor in politics.
While paying tribute to Pandey and his leadership of the UNC over the years, Mrs. Prasad Bisesa says her decision is not meant to cause enemies, but is based on the need to save this country.
Was it more important to maintain the status quo while mothers struggled to choose between medicine for their 6 children and putting breakfast on the table?
With political observers fearing that the UNC's internal elections will descend into nothing more than claims of treachery and infighting, Prasad Bisesa is calling on his supporters to give the election campaign their all.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard for yourself. Kamala Prasad Bisesa, the Honorable. She was in this boat already. Okay? So, to those of our members who are fearful and who somehow believe that we are doing Kamala something unfair, no. Kamala's position is not even up for grabs. Nobody's even challenging Kamala's position. As a matter of fact, Kamala Prasad Bisesa in 2009, she challenged Basdio Pandey, her guru. And she said, I had to weigh the option between maintaining the status quo or studying through. And she said, I had to weigh the options. Whose children going to bed hungry? Who has no food on the table? Who can't send the children to school? I want Kamala Prasad Bisesa tonight, our political leader, to stop sending out negative energies to our party. As a matter of fact, my leader, you're not supposed to be in this race, but you are in the race nonetheless. I am asking you to stop sending out the negative energy as though somehow, Rushton Parry and Anita Haynes and Rai Radbeer and Larry Lala and Kyle Taklal Singh and Rambali and Rodney Charles and they and Manchoon and William Archie and Jazzy and the other brethren, the other members of our party. Stop making it out as though they are doing something wrong. We understand, in the cut and thrust of our adversarial politics, some things are fair game, but this is not fair game because this is an internal election. We are not fighting the PNM. It is not a general election or local election where we are fighting our opponents. Let's not have this internecine warfare. Let's not ravish each other. Let's not lie on each other. We know it's politics, and there is a fair amount of toying and froing in the politics, even though it's an internal. But listen, stop the lying. Don't lie, and don't try to make people feel guilty. That's the narrative you are pushing, as though we are against you. The United Patriots are against you. No, nobody is against you. It's you trying to inject a fear into the membership because and you're not even supposed to be doing it in the first place. Nobody's fighting your position. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's very unfortunate. It is very unfortunate, and it is also unfair for Mrs. Kamala Persad-Bissessar, our political leader, to be doing what she's doing. You say in 2009 you were studying about the who mother had no food to get a children and had no money to buy school books and stuff. 14 years later, 14 years, 9 and 10, 19 and 15 years later. 15 years later, are you telling me it is better? No, it is worse under this Keith Rowley's regime. So that is why we are saying, like you, we cannot maintain the status quo, Kamala. We just cannot maintain the status quo. We cannot afford to maintain the status quo. We cannot afford to play Russian roulette with the future of our children, the future of our country. Look at the crime situation. You feel we could play Russian roulette? You have been there for almost 10 years. Your NATEX Munilal has been there. Jerlyn John has been there. Kadisha Abin, they have been there on the NATEX for the past 9 years. They just shuffled around. You just reshuffle them. Come on. We cannot maintain that status quo. We cannot afford to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, members of our great party, we cannot afford, as Kamala Persad-Bissessar said, we cannot afford to maintain the current status quo of the NATEX. They're saying that they have fought so hard. They have fought so hard. Imagine that. They are telling us that they have fought so hard and they have brought the party to a position now where we are ready to take government. Really? Really? How you arrive? Barry Padarat, Jerlyn John, Kadisha Amin. How did you arrive, Rudal Munilal, Anil Roberts? How on earth, Ravi Ratiram? How did you arrive at this position? David Naked. How did you arrive at this position? Saddam Hussein. How did you arrive at the position, David Lee, that you are now poised to take the reins of power and to win an election? How did you arrive at that? Where is your survey results? What's the statistics? You just lost Well, you say draw an election, a local election. You lost in a row. How did you arrive at your position and your conviction that you are ready to take government, and that Pare and Kyle Taklal Singh and Anita Haynes and Rai Ragbir and Rambali and all the others, Manchun and all the other brothers and sisters, all the members of the Patriot, all they want to do now is to come and ride on the hard work that the UNC has done and just to win government and take the treasury. How you arrive that you're going to win the 2025 general elections? Where is your information? Where is the statistics? Where is the evidence? What hard work? What hard work is Pare going to ride on? What hard work is Kyle and Anita and Taklal Singh and Larry Lala and these brothers and sisters going to ride on? What hard work you have done that they are going to ride on? Tell me. The crime situation has been worse than it has ever been. You can't even you were unable to even work hard enough to have crime talks with Keith Rowley because you wanted Gary Griffith to be there. You fought for Gary Griffith to be there, knowing full well that Rowley will not speak with Gary Griffith. But yet they're coming to talk about, oh, you have worked hard. You saying you have worked hard and we want to ride upon your hard work. Where is the hard work? Monday night forums? The Monday night reports, that's a hard work that you have done? How is that hard work that you have done that would guarantee you to occupy office? Okay, the local election was just last year, not even a full year. August 14th. Not even a year. It's about 9 months now the local election was. If you have worked so hard, why the hell you didn't reap the rewards in the local election? Why didn't you reap the rewards if you have worked so hard? Show me how hard you have worked. The economy is worse off than it was. They raised gas 5 times in both come and piss on we and do all the worst things on us, laughed at us and say, hey, I raised gas once, twice, 3 times and then right yet I go raise it 4, 5 and 6 times. How you work so hard and in both of them could come and do with that? You work so hard and we still not getting water. You work so hard and there is more unemployment. How you work hard? Show me the hard work. You going in parliament and talking. Where is the hard work? Where is the hard work? Show me the hard work that you put in. Come on, man. Stop fooling the people. Stop fooling the people. And you members, don't take chain up. Do not take chain up. What we are doing is nothing strange to Kamala Prasad Bisesa. She did it and she went against Pandey. Nobody is going against Kamala now. We want to fix the NATEX. Because the NATEX is not good. It is not good. And I've told you about Jolene John. I think a program or 2 ago I told you about the kind of a assignment that Jolene John is on. Don't you for 1 second doubt me, ladies and gentlemen. I told you she's on an assignment. People of Trinidad and Tobago, people of the United National Congress, Jolene John is touted as this big organizer, this big CEO, second to none in the country, the hardest working female Trinbagonian. Well, you know, I don't say Trinbagonian, but she living in Trinidad and she had Tobagonian. That's the only reason why I'm saying Trinbagonian. Okay? The hardest working Tobagonian who living in Trinidad is Jolene John, the most disciplined, because she does wake up early, she does walk every morning, she does she does reach to work 6 o'clock, she say, or 5 o'clock in the morning, and even if she reach home and they want she to come and sign a document for people to get money and for people to get house, she does leave the house and go back down in the work and sign it to make sure the people could get the thing 4 o'clock, 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. She's the hardest working person. And she contested the La Hocketa Talparo seat and couldn't win. She lost to Foster Cummins. I told you about Jolene John, and Jolene John is leading this slate. Jolene John is leading this slate for this new NATEX, for this revamped NATEX that they want to put this star team. Ladies and gentlemen of the United National Congress, listen to your brother Garth Christopher tonight. Do not trust Jolene John. She works for the 1% who are the owners of the People's National Movement. Jolene John is on an assignment, and the assignment, I know some of you like Jolene John for whatever reason, God alone knows, but I know what I'm saying is hard and is heavy for you. But listen to Garth Christopher. I will not lead you wrong. Just look at how long Jolene John has been in charge of the NATEX. She's in charge of the NATEX for the past 9 years. And we have lost. We cannot afford to lose another election, especially a general elections. If we lose this general elections of 2025, we are going to be in opposition for 15 consecutive years. And I'm going to tell you something further. I will not be surprised if the UNC will not be able to properly withstand that blow. The UNC party that you feel that you're going to vote for Jolene John and for the star team and you're going to keep it together, when we lose, if the star team gets into power again, if you put God out of your thoughts and vote for the star team, next week, Saturday, God's will, and you have 1 more week to make up your mind, you know. If you put God out of your thoughts and vote for that star team next week, Saturday, God's willing, and they get back as the NATEX, we are going to lose for sure. I am saying we are going to lose for sure. You asked me, Garth, on what grounds? The past 10 years, of course. The past 10 years. And I want you to tell me on what grounds you believe that if you vote them back in, you tell me on what grounds you believe if you vote them back in, they would win in 2025. That is what you have to tell me. Convince me tonight. Comment. Convince me. Those of you who like to cuss me, and you're cussing Pare, and you're cussing Anita. I know we want to mash up party, and nobody's mashing up any party. As a matter of fact, we are the ones, Pare and his United Patriots are the ones who are destined and whose purpose it is to reunite our great family, the United National Congress. We know for sure. Look at the talent. Pare, Rodney Charles, Kyle Taklal Singh, Larry Lala, Rambali, Dennis Rambali, Anita Haynes, Rai Ragbir are just calling these top positions. It's not that the others are not more important, but you know how we deal in Prime Minister, Attorney General. Sometimes you forget who is the Community Development Minister, and this one, that one, and who is Gender Affairs, and you understand what I'm saying? So you understand what I'm saying? The frontline people I'm calling. I'm telling you, the day the star team, if you put God out of your thoughts and vote back in Jolene John and them who working for the 1%. If that were to happen, we know for sure they are not going to include Anita Haynes, and them done saying already they are PNM, and they're not going to put them back as MPs. They done saying that already. You heard Barry on there, you heard Khadijah on there, you heard Kamala herself, who is the one who's swaying all the power in the party. She's not going to put them back. She even wanted to move Rodney Charles. She told Chief, I wonder if the clip is there. She told the Chief Whip, this man, the one I sent, the last one I sent. No, the last one I WhatsApp you. No, the last one I WhatsApp you. Right? She done said the you Mr. Chief Whip Rodney Charles hurt me, you know. She said that one sitting down next to me. He hurt me. Chief Whip, I want you to do something about it, eh? I want you to do something. Yes, that one. Yes, I want you to do something about it, Chief Whip. What's she talking about? She wants him to be removed. She wants him to move him from sitting next to her. Imagine she wants him to do that. While she was sitting next to Pandey, and she fought against Pandey, you know. Rodney Charles and fighting against you, you know, but she want to move Rodney Charles. I tell you, too much misbehavior coming from Kamala in this internal elections. Now listen to this clip. Listen to this clip here. Listen to this clip here, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to this.
Narrative, same story, same thing. Kamala can't win election, UNC wicked, they waste of time, they're a South-based party, they're this, they're that, all the bad things. And who they talking about? You. I see a man on a platform
Right.
who sits next to me in Parliament. You know, that kind of hurting me, you know. Chief Whip, we should do something about that. The Bible tells us there's no greater sin than ingratitude.
Now while
There's no greater sin
I want to
than
play over that clip for you to hear something. Hold on a second.
Same
Come back
story,
to me.
same thing.
Now I want to play over that clip. I want to play that clip and another clip right after for you. I want to play that clip and this clip here. This clip here, right? Right after. Now I want you to listen to something. You remember I told you that what they are doing, they're trying to bring, they want to make, now this is Jolene John's assignment, part of her assignment, is to make the UNC into a PNM. What do I mean? Remember Kamala spoke about sheep and Mr. Pandey, you know, she was surprised and she had disliked something about Mr. Pandey when Mr. Pandey, you know, like he had them as sheep and thing. No. It's not Mr. Pandey. She wants to bring the UNC like sheep. Just obey what I say. Because they admire the PNM. They believe that what Jolene John and they telling Kamala is we have to make we have to understand this, you know. The UNC's children were highly educated. Satmaraj did a great job. Plus the education system in Trinidad and Tobago. I mean, I'm not a big fan of our education system. However, it produces literate people. But the East Indian community struggled more. They had a greater, finer, more defined struggle than us. Because when the colonizers left, the PNM was favored and they were put into power, Dr. Egg Williams and they, from 1962, well, from 56 to 86, 30 uninterrupted years. So they know the struggle. Basdio Pandey and others, Renzi, and they know the struggle. They took time and they educated their children. Their children are doctors. Their children are grocery owners. Their children are lawyers. They educated the children, and the children don't want the race thing that some of their parents and grandparents were involved in. They kind of break away from the strict fundamentalist kind of religious behavior. Satmaraj did a great job of educating and his people and stuff. The Indian Muslims, they educated their people. And their children are more empowered. They think. And they are not beholden to any political, this kind of strict political ideology. So they are more, they would watch and they would think for themselves and they would say, well, I mean, this is not how the party should be operating, and we are not going to be sheep. So you would see them rumbling within, like what you're seeing now is okay, we are going to put up a slate. And we understand what you're doing and what you have done, but we think it can be done better. They are that kind of a people, unlike the PNM, which when I talk no damn dog back, that was the PNM's philosophy. And the PNM, they would be taking licks like in Lavantil and Mova and keep on voting. You would get a measure of that in the East Indian strongholds as well. However, there are lots of dissenting voices in the East Indian community when it comes to these things. But the UNC, Kamala Andy, influenced by Jolene John, is coming and saying, hey, your party members need to be disciplined. Just like the PNM, how PNM has control. Listen to Garth Christopher. I'm explaining to you what Jolene John, I tell you, is heavy. This live is heavy issues I'm going to deal with. I'm dealing with the underlying issues, the real issues that we're seeing the symptoms of. I'm dealing with causes of why the UNC is in this position right now for the past 10 years. It is stagnant water. It's breeding germs and vermins, and it's polluted. I'm telling you. The current UNC is polluted at the moment because it is stagnant. You can't tell me for the past 10 years, you had the last local election that you should have won, but you draw. That is stagnation. You draw. You're lukewarm. You need not hot knock. You draw. You are stagnant. There is a reason why you are stagnant. There are people within the UNC. There are PNM elements, agents, high up in the UNC, who is their business, their mission, their assignment is to make the UNC into a PNM. And one of the first ways or the way that they would ensure that happens is to make everybody subordinate to the leader. When she barks, when she talks, no damn dog must bark. So you would see her purse boy, Pararatande, who very close to her, and Monilal and Jolene John, and they vex. That's why they come out cussing Parry and cussing Anita and Rambali and saying all manner of things. They're calling them PNM. They are calling them PNM. They are not PNM. They are empowered. They are not depending. And one of the reasons why they are so empowered, they have economic power. Anita Haynes, she's a bright girl. She can get a job anywhere. Kyle Taklal Singh, he's an attorney, a top shot attorney. You see, the other day, you know, they buy some pie and there's some. I shocked it. Kyle is the attorney for the bakery. Rambali and these fellas have their own law practice. Parry is our own businessman. They're empowered. They have the economic power. They're not like a lot or most of the PNM members. They don't want to speak because they don't want to lose a contract and they don't want to lose a handout. That is why. That's the difference. So Jolene John now wants to make the UNC into a PNM, but she's kicking against the prick. It cannot happen. The UNC was born out of struggle. The UNC was born out of empowerment. So you cannot make the UNC into a PNM. But Kamala somehow has given in. I don't know if it's the big finances that Jolene John is bringing into the party. I don't know. I mean, Kamala is not hand to mouth. Listen to me. Win, lose or draw, Kamala going and retire, and Kamala's salary is the money she used to make as a prime minister, you know. Is $100,000 an hour Rowley and them getting now is what Kamala going and getting. So you feel, you who children can't go to school and you can't buy books and you can't buy food and like myself for your children, Kamala you to study, you know. Kamala chick no child. Kamala must have one child or two children and the children well off living in other parts of the country. Kamala children living in Trinidad and Tobago? Jolene John children living in Trinidad and Tobago? David Lee children living in Trinidad and Tobago? No, our children living in Trinidad and Tobago. We facing the music. So you, UNC member, study Kamala and study Khadija and study Barry Padarat. Barry Padarat mother has so much money. She gave him about $3 million for all the birthdays. Hey Barry, how much money? Happy birthday, honey. Happy birthday, honey. Look at 500,000. Happy birthday, Barry. Barry, sonny. Your birthday coming up. Mommy has a gift for you now. $1.5 million. Yeah, really. Them well off, don't study them. But they want to play, they come in to talk about, they want to talk about us. And about our condition and they're fighting for us. Really? Who you fighting for? Who you really fighting for? You're not fighting for us. You're fighting for power. Them business fix. That is why them could fight and then care. Them don't care. If the UNC loses again or no? You feel Kamala care if the UNC loses again? She doesn't care. Kamala does not care if the UNC loses again. If she had cared so much and she talking about unity, she would first bring her party together. She wouldn't be running Parry and running Anita and cussing them and have Barry cussing them and Munilal cussing them and Jolene John cussing them. She wouldn't do that. She doesn't care. Because Jolene John is right there helping her and enabling her to not care. And she of herself, she's drunk with power. You see how Kamala does operate? When we go to a meeting and I hope Parry doesn't change. Parry don't change. Because the day you change on your case. The day you change on your case. When we go to a meeting, Parry like he does be the first in the meeting. I does reach the meeting after Parry. Parry does be there to hear the first speaker. Unlike Kamala. When Kamala come in a meeting, who talking? The dog who barking had to stop barking. You know? Had to stop bark for about 10 minutes. You know? Because Kamala coming in. You know? And you have to make way for the queen. You know? Make way for the queen. It's because it's music. The color is yellow. Oh, the color is yellow. And she coming in slow, slow, slow. Shaking people's hands, and you had to wait. Make way for the queen. The queen has arrived. Everything must stop. What is that? Do you want to be praised? Do you want to be worshipped? Kamala drunk with power. She loves that. She can die in that. She wants to die in that. Ladies and gentlemen, you UNC member, I'm speaking to you tonight. I know I am dealing with heavy issues because there's a heavy load on our country. There's a heavy load on our country, so we have to deal with the heavy issues. I'm not bad talking anybody. I'm speaking the truth, and I know that there are many of you who are looking at me right now. You can't take it. You want to know, well, okay, you come. Even if we stand and say, the prime minister, the political leader is here, you sit down. Fine. Not with this big rock star appearance. Some of you who are looking at me right now and saying, God, why are you saying that? I mean, you're bad talking the lady. No, you know I'm not bad talking the lady because you would have heard that already from other people, and sometimes you are all thinking that. Jolene John is working against us. She's doing everything to help Kamala to make the UNC like the PNM. Now I'm gonna play over this clip, and I want you to listen. I want you to listen after Kamala say, Chief Whip, I want you to do something about that, eh? I want you to do some. I think you should do something, you know. I want you to listen to the laughter. Listen to the laughter in the background. It sounded like shanty to me, but listen to the laughter in the background. Play that clip for me. Play this clip here. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to it. Listen to the part after Kamala say, Chief Whip, I think we should do something about it. Listen to it.
Narrative, same story, same thing. Kamala can't win election, UNC wicked, they waste of time, they're a South-based party, they're this, they're that, all the bad things. And who they talking about? You. I see a man on a platform who sits next to me in Parliament. You know, that kind of hurting me, you know. Chief Whip, we should do something about that. The Bible tells us there's no greater sin than ingratitude. There's no greater sin than ungratefulness. Narrative.
All I hear the laughter, right? All I hear the laughter. Now I want you to listen to this clip too. Listen to this clip and listen to the laughter after Rowley done speaking. Listen to the laughter. Listen to the laughter after Rowley done saying what he had to say about Manning. Listen to it.
This is all very close to liquor too. The last time I was put out of anywhere for anything, the person who put me out regretted it. This is all very close to liquor too.
Right.
The last time I was put out of anywhere for anything, the person who put me out regretted it.
All I hear the laughter in both clips, right? I'm dealing with heavy stuff, eh? I like to prove what he's saying, eh? I like to prove what he's saying. All you listen to the laughter in both clips. In the clip with Kamala, when she said Chief Whip, I think I should do something about it. All hear laughter. It is not as heavy and as strong and pronounced as when the PNM people laugh after Rowley say and they shout, yay! And they shouted after Rowley say, what you do to Manning. But you hear this similar thing. My point is, Jolene John and they are trying to make the UNC into a PNM. They want the people to think the same way and behave the same way. Why? Because they believe that the PNM is the most disciplined political party. And that is what they equate, the discipline. But while PNM might be the most disciplined political party, according to them, I want to let them know the PNM is always the worst government ever in our country. So they want to make the UNC into a PNM. They want to make the UNC like a cult because they admire the way the PNM controls its members and the population. But I want you to know, UNC member, the day the UNC becomes a PNM or like the PNM cult is the day we will lose all of our humanity and all of our purpose to be representatives of the people and developers of our country. Do not for 1 second encourage Jolene John and Kamala Prasad Bissessa and the 1% to make the PNM, the UNC into a PNM. Once upon a time in America, ladies and gentlemen, the Democrats, once upon a time in America, the Democrats used to be the political party that would be more in touch with the people. They would be more in touch with the people, and the Republicans were up there for the big business. But today, you cannot identify the difference between the Republicans and the Democrats. You know why? Because both parties are controlled by the Jewish lobby. Both Republicans and Democrats are controlled by the Israel lobby. Do not allow both PNM and UNC to be controlled by the 1% in Trinidad and Tobago, because the day that happens is the day Trinidad dead. The same way how America is on its way out. Is the same way the UNC will be on its way out. And that's the day Trinidad and Tobago will die as a nation. And what Morgan Jobe said, it will become just like Haiti. Because the 1% will be in control. Could you imagine? Could you imagine we allow Jolene John to control Kamala and make the UNC into a PNM where no damn dog going to bark and nobody dare contest her slate? You didn't even contesting against Kamala, but nobody dare contest her slate. The day that happens in Trinidad and Tobago, where the 1% controls both the PNM and the UNC. And that's what they're aiming for through using Jolene John and others. The day that happens, ladies and gentlemen, in this country, it will be exchange. And don't tell me there is already exchange. There is not already exchange, because the UNC's policies are different. The UNC's laws are different. from the PNM's laws, and the UNC's governance is different from the PNM government, from Pandey come right on, even to Kamala in the partnership. It was different. But Kamala has lost her way because Jolene John is inside now. When the People's Partnership was in power, Jolene John was not there. She was in HDC and them things. She wasn't directly up there. You understand what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? I know it's heavy stuff. It may sound as though I'm bad talking and I'm washing dirty linen. Hello, I'm not doing that. I'm opening your eyes for you to see and understand why we are in opposition for the past 10 years. It's because our party is infiltrated, and it's because there are weak people at the top. And people whose hands are out. Their hands are out. They're greedy. And they're compromised. That is why they could take whatever is being offered to them. Parry and them not doing that. Manchun and them, Larry Lala and Anita Haynes, Rambali and they, Rodney Charles, what Rodney Charles saying? He said, boy, he's 75 years old, boy, going out, boy, I leaving this thing for the young people. I mean, he would still contribute, he still has life. So if the United Patriots end up in the NATEX, we will win the next election because we will be able to unite the party. We will call Vasant, everybody, we call it Michaela, we call it everybody together. We're uniting the UNC family. But if Kamala and them, Jolene John and they will not allow Michaela and Vasant and Anita and they will not unite our part. They will not do it. It will be further fractured and even more fractured. And the PNM is going to win. Jolene John is on an assignment. She is on an assignment. You know that that's called we PNM. I want to show you something. Imagine them that's called we PNM, eh? Them real good, no? Them that's called we PNM, no? Them that's called we PNM. I want you to listen to this clip. Tell me who this woman is. No. Tell me who she is, who she husband is. Give me a history of this woman. Play the clip.
So I urge you and encourage you to keep supporting our political leader, keep supporting the UNC and the People's Partnership. And we look forward to your support in the trying days we have ahead. You all know we have 3 elections coming up in 2 years, a by-election, local government, and the general elections in 2015. And as the people say, drunk or sober, mind your business. So we have to be alert and we go out there and we work for a great party.
You know who that woman is? That woman is Marlene Kudre. You know who she husband? Huh? Larry Achong. You know who Larry Achong was? Or is? I think he's an industrial court judge now or something like that. But you know what kind of PNM Larry Achong was? And still is? I the wife. Larry Achong wife. She's PNM all she life. Marlene Kudre PNM all she life. PNM and then make she mayor of San Fernando. She was CEO, I think. CEO. She fight Manning because Manning was trying to move she from there and to put her in Point Fortin as the CEO or whatever of the corporation. She and Manning had a little battle and what have you. But she was Larry Achong's wife, and Larry Achong and Patrick Manning was really good friends. So don't tell me she was no PNM. She was a COP. You know what Kamala did with that woman while that woman was a COP? While that woman was a COP, Marlene Kudre was a COP. Kamala Prasad Bisesa, take that woman. Today she takes you from being a COP and makes you a UNC. And you know what she do? She catapulted that lady into the position of a deputy political leader of the UNC. Prakash Ramadan them was so damn vexed. They say, but you can't do that. She was the mayor Or San Fernando at the point in time when the partnership won in 2010. But under COP, because she was a COP, Prakash Ramadan them say they hold a big press conference, but Kamala you can't do that. If you want to make sure UNC and thing, okay fine, but she can't be the mayor. So she was to be removed from being a mayor. But not only that, ladies and gentlemen, Kamala took that woman who is PNM and COP, but more PNM, made her a deputy political leader of the UNC. But more than that, when Nelson Mandela died and Kamala carried Rowley and Al-Rawi and Kafra Kambon and them to Nelson Mandela funeral, what do you think Kamala do? Kamala leave Marlene Kudre to be the prime minister, to be the acting prime minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Bypass all kind of committed and loyal UNC. She bypassed most loyal UNC members high up in the party and made Marlene Kudre a PNM. She made Marlene Kudre to act as prime minister when she went to be with Rowley and Al-Rawi in Mandela funeral. Kamala could tell people who is PNM. So you select Anita Haynes a PNM to be a senator. You select year after year the Rasta from Tabakit, Awang. You for year after year you select he to be a councillor year after year as a PNM. You select Rodney Charles year after year to be a PNM. Look, stop your nonsense and stop it. Just stop it and stop sending out these negative narratives. When Kyle Taklal Singh was working for the UNC, all these cases and all these great works for the UNC, when Rambali working and when they make Rai deputy political leader and treasurer and Manchun treasurer and Archie treasurer and this one and this one, that one, and who was in NATEX and who was this and that. When did they make them all at war? There was PNM or there wasn't PNM? You need to stop the division and the divisiveness. Stop your desperation. UNC member, understand what I'm saying. She catapulted this woman, Marlene Kudre, into a big position, deputy political leader. She made Marlene Kudre a senator and gives you big minister work and bypass plenty more competent UNC loyal soldiers, educated and everything. She bypassed them. Marlene, Kamala, you want to tell people who is PNM and who is PNM and who is PNM and you using a set of PNM. Play this next clip there for me, please. Play this next one. I want you to listen to this next clip. Go ahead, play this clip.
He has long been viewed as one of the best mayors of San Fernando. Many say he worked hard and did a lot to develop the southern city. Atlee told us he's not concerned about the fallout from his switching of allegiances since he shares the same values of the People's Partnership.
Our Honorable Prime Minister, Kamala Prasad Bisesa, meant what she said election night when she said none will be left behind. Then I think I am 100% there already.
He is confident, though, that the People's Partnership will win the local government election, since he says many like him are unhappy with the People's National Movement and its direction.
Yeah. All you know that fella? Right? Ion Atlee, former PNM mayor. Yes. Them does embrace PNM. And they want to divide in this internal election because they're desperate. They know they're poised to lose. And they want, but all like Jerlin John. All you UNC members, listen to Garth Christopher. Jerlin John means no good for our UNC party. Jerlin John means no good. She means no good. UNC member, stop liking Jolene John. You don't know her. I know her. And it's time you get to know her. We have a week again. Make up your mind. We want no part of Jolene John. And let me tell you something. Jolene John is controlling the UNC. Kamala is not control. I tell all of this is heavy stuff tonight. That is why I had to make this special meeting, this special live tonight. And that is why I get so much of trouble at the beginning of the live. This is a special live tonight. I know it's heavy issues. Some of you will not believe what I'm saying, but I tell you no lie. I'm telling you the truth. Do not trust Kamala's star slate because it is controlled by Jolene John, who is on an assignment for the PNM financiers, the 1%. I say no more. God, Christopher, say no more. You do not tell me. Only remember, I told all you that the minute Gary Griffith get vexed with Kamala, he go cuss Kamala again and mash up whatever little arrangement they had. All you see, it came to pass. All you cuss me and all you cuss me. This one, all you could afford to cuss me for that one. But this one, all you cannot afford to cuss me. All you have to listen to God Christopher tonight. Because after this is not no local election that Gary and they could give away and small coalition. No. If you vote in Jolene John's star team, she is going to continue and get more power to control. Because when she control, if they win back, that NATEX is more money flowing from the 1% into the UNC coffers. No. She will be more powerful. She will be able to control more and buy more. And the mission is to keep us out of government, to keep us into opposition. So don't you for 1 second allow that to happen. You have a week to make up your mind. I am not throwing fear, you know. It's not a fear. This is evidence, you know. The evidence is right there, you know, for the past 10 years. No matter how good they say Jolene John is. Oh, this big best CEO and best this and best that and best that the other day. Only remember what I told all you. Jolene John is the deputy political leader who with responsibility for communication. And she's so meticulous as an accountant and a chartered accountant going through figures and fine detail over and over and over to see who thief and who hide a dollar. But she couldn't see blank man. She responsible for communication. She couldn't see blank man. And she couldn't see the monkey with the banana. She couldn't see those things. Really, she couldn't see them. But she in charge of communication. And them is the thing will make we lose election. Eh? Well, listen to God Christopher tonight. I'm not singing for no supper, you know. Nobody in paying me, you know. I have 5 children. You have children. You have grandchildren. And you want a better country. Look at the state of the country. Look at the mess we're in this country. You studying Kamala and the damn stupidness about Parry and them as PNM. And they're trying to undermine the party and stuff. We're trying to rescue the party and rescue the country because a stronger UNC is a stronger TNT. Oh yeah, I done. I done for the night, you know. I done. I want to thank you very much for staying tuned. Thank you very much for your patience. I apologize again for the little mess up with the beginning of the show, the audio and stuff like that. I wish there was a way I could have cut it out and just leave from when we started, but it is what it is. You know, when you have something to say, something very important to say and to do, you know, the enemy operates. All right, but I thank God that it worked out, and I got through with saying what I wanted to say. It is not easy to say. It's heavy stuff. I know a lot of you mightn't, but chew on it. Chew on it. Listen over the live. Listen over again and again and again. Listen to the reasons why I'm giving. Listen to the clips I play. Listen to my arguments. And then you will tell me whether Garth, I'm going and vote here. I don't care what you're saying. I'm going and vote for the... You go ahead. You go ahead. But just know, the dear Rowley and them, if you say you love your party and you love your country, you love the UNC, and you stand up in the mud. You stand up in the mud in Arang West Plaza. You're boasting about that. Sure, fine, you boast. You stand up in the mud. What you stand up in the mud for? For the party to reach this, and you're encouraging it and egging it on and giving away the party to the 1%. This party was not for the 1%, but for the working class. Do not give it to the 1%. All I done, don't get Jolene John on the party. Anytime all they voted, that slate is Jolene John slate. That slate is the 1% slate. That slate is the PNM slate. The controlling Kamala already. And the minute you get them that, next week Saturday, please go to control the whole party. And that is it. That is it. If the UNC loses another general election, like 15 consecutive years, and God alone knows if we will have a party after that. You want to leave Taklal Singh and Anita Haynes and them to come and pick up the broken pieces, the fine broken pieces. You know how long it will take to take back up them pieces on them? It might take 10 to 15 years. So 15 and 15, 30 years the PNM will be in power. If you don't listen to me tonight and you're voting that star team, 30 years the PNM will be in power again. Mark my word, you better don't put God out of your thoughts. As Kamala say, do not continue with the status quo. Study the mothers who children hungry. Study the crime situation. And know for sure, if you're voting that star team, all of that go continue. Because all the hard work they say they put in, it happening. Nothing stop. The only way it could stop is if we get into government and putting them back there. They cannot get into government. Thank you very much. Good night. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
No borders with Garth Christopher. Tune in as he pushes the envelope in talk radio. Listen to him extend the current limits of performance and take you beyond the commonly accepted boundaries, testing those limits and taking you as far as it's safe to go. No borders exceed the existing limits.